If you're looking for one of the wildest, most unique set of headlights available for your 2005 to 2009 V6 or GT at home, well then, look no further than the Raxium smoked LED halo projectors we're talking about here today. Now, these DOT-approved headlights will feature a black housing topped off with an aggressive smoke lens, along with some modern LED accent lighting like the LED halos surrounding your low beam projector. Now, price point for the pair is gonna hover in that mid to high $200 range, and the install, at least according to the site, is going to get a solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Take about an hour or less to complete from start to finish, as we'll show you later in the video. So the world of aftermarket headlights is a very diverse place, right? You're gonna find everything from factory-styled replacements all the way down the line to something like the Raxiums here, and really everything in between. But make no mistake about it here, gang, the black halo projectors from Raxium are by far and away some of the wildest lights I've personally seen for the early gen S197. And some of you guys might be into that. Listen, some owners really might like setting their car apart from others through aftermarket lighting. And if that's the case, well then you'll be hard pressed to find a more unique set here on the site. But appearance aside, what do you say we get into some of the features here at the Raxium, because there is a lot to talk about. Now, first and foremost, these headlights again will convert your dated reflector style housing into a more modern projector. Now, not only does this look a heck of a lot cooler, but it also is going to produce a brighter, more focused beam of light, which should help improve nighttime visibility here when using a high quality bulb. Now, I mention that because the Raxiums do include brand new bulbs for both your high and low beams, but this might be a great time to upgrade those bulbs maybe to an LED option, because again, you are working with a lightly smoked lens here. But aside from the projectors, you have the accent lighting. Now, in fact, you got LED halos in each light here surrounding your low beam projector, and those halos are going to illuminate with a bluish, kind of whitish glow whenever your parking lights or your headlights have been switched on, and I think that really does help contribute to a custom or aftermarket look. Now, those halos will illuminate with the 5 bright white LEDs lining the inside portion of the headlight here, and that's gonna spice things up even further. Now, I don't know, this might sound crazy, but throw in an optional halo fog light grille, and listen, your front end is gonna be totally wild, and just something to consider here. Definitely not a necessity. Now, everything has been sealed up behind that dark smoked polycarbonate lens, and despite the wild styling and the smoke lenses, these lights actually have been given the DOT stamp of approval, which does make them legal for use in all 50 states. But now we want to switch gears and show you just what it takes to get the headlights installed in your 05 to 09 Mustang at home. And these will be a direct swap for the most part, guys, as far as the physical shape is concerned. There is the smallest amount of wiring needed to power up some of your extra bonus accent lighting. Basic power and ground stuff, really nothing all that difficult. But to give you a better idea of where you need to tap into, along with getting the headlights in place, feel free to check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
Tools used for this installation: 3/8 electric impact gun, 1/4 inch extension, 1/4 inch drive ratchet, Phillips head socket, 5.5 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and 10 millimeter sockets, crimper tool, clip removal tool, and electric ratchet. Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to install our LED halo headlights on our 2006 Mustang. But first, we're going to watch a quick uninstall video of how to uninstall our bumper and our headlights, and then we'll jump right back into our installation.
So the first step of this install is going to be to get underneath the hood and to remove the radiator cover at the top in order to get access to the screws and bolts necessary for removing the front bumper. Next, I'm going to use a clip tool to remove the push pins that hold the rad cover down. Now I'm going to use a 10 millimeter socket to remove these 2 upper bumper bolts. As you can see, I removed the front wheel to gain access to the inner fender liner. I did this to get access to these 3 screws and these 3 clips that hold the fender liner in the front to the bumper, so I can peel this back and get access to the bolts behind it. Now that I've peeled back my fender liner, I can get access to these two 10mm nuts on the back of the bumper. I can also get to my two plugs that are a little further in. Now I'm going to repeat that same process on the driver's side. Before I can remove the bumper, I'm going to pull the 3 bolts at the back of the belly pan so that I can remove everything all at once. With everything unbolted, I can remove my front bumper assembly, but while I do so, I have to make sure that I either unplug or unclip my fog lights from the light bulbs themselves. There are 3 bolts that hold the headlights to the vehicle. There are 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top. I'm going to use a 10mm socket to remove those 3 bulbs and then unplug the connectors from the back.
So now we have our old headlight out, we're going to install our new headlight, and what we're going to do is we're going to tie our wires into our parking light wire, and there's 2 wires on this new headlight that we're going to have to put these connectors on, and we're going to have to use a crimp connector to put these on and install these. I already did install these onto our new headlight, so we're kind of ready to go. And in our vehicle, our lights are already, because we do so many headlights, we already have our pigtails here, which are going to attach to these other 2 wires. And you're going to find the hot in the ground on your parking lights and then hook your blue and black wire up to these wires. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll get ready and then we'll install our headlight. So I'm going to take my black wire, install it to the black wire here that we have. Then we have our white wire. I'm going to install that to our blue wire, just like that. And what you're going to want to do is use a crimper and one of these connectors, like I said. Just put these spades on the end of the wires and you should be good to go. Now we'll go and install our headlight. So now we're going to install our connector on the back of our headlight to our factory harness. We have that plugged in. Put that back up in. Slide our headlight in place. Just like that. We'll take one of our 10mm. We'll start this bolt. And now we'll work on the bottom ones. So now I'm going to install our 2 10mm on the bottom, We have our one on the top already installed. So I'm gonna just get this in place. Just make sure our wires aren't pinched there, and then install our other 10mm. And what I'm going to do is take my impact gun with my 10mm on it. Tighten our two bottom ones up, and then we'll go up and tighten our top one. Now we'll tighten our top one up. And now you're going to want to just repeat this whole same procedure, including the wiring on the other side. So now we're going to reinstall our bumper cover. I'm going to take my bumper cover, sit it in place, and then install our wire connectors for, I'm going to install our fog light connections here and our turn signal and parking lights on both sides. So now I'm going to install these and plug these back in. Once I have them plugged in, I'm going to reach down reinstall our turn signals and parking lights. Now once I have them all reinstalled, I'm going to slide our bumper cover into place here. Line it up underneath. Same on the other side. And now we'll reinstall our hardware on the passenger side. So now we're going to reinstall our fender and bumper bracket back here. There's two 10mm bolts and then our 3 screws. So I'm going to proceed and get our 2 nuts started on our studs up here to hold our bumper to our fender, and then I'll push this back in place and get our wheel well back in place. So you're going to have to reach up in here. Start both nuts. I'm going to take my 10mm ratchet. Tighten them both up. Now we're going to reinstall our fender well. Just going to pull out on our fender a little bit. Get our fender well back into place here. So now we're going to reinstall our 3 Phillips head screws. One here, one here, one down here. And then the one on the bottom. I'll take my 1/4" drive ratchet with a Phillips head bit on it so I can get in here. Now you're going to want to just repeat this whole procedure of reinstalling this fender and bumper on the other side. So now I'm going to reinstall my 5.5mm screws here on that hold our splash guard in place. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put these in and then tighten them up with my 5.5mm socket on my 1/4" drive ratchet. So now that we have our bottom 5 millimeters in, we're going to install our two 10 millimeters, one here and one here. I'm going to start them. I'm going to use my gun with my 10 millimeter socket, tighten them up. You don't want to go too tight if you're using a gun. So now we'll reinstall our radiator cover and put our push pins in place. That wraps up this review and install of our Raxiom LED halo projector headlights, black housing, smoke lens for 05 to 9 GT and V6 Mustangs. Thanks for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.